everyone, and welcome to Las Vegas. This new season of Inside the Mind of a Pro marks a very special anniversary. It's already been 10 years since we first plunged into the heart of the World Series of Poker. Over the decade, through more than 130 episodes, you've stayed alongside Team Winamax's great champions, from Davide Katai to Joao Vieira, via Mustafa Kanit, Pierre Calamusa, and Adrian Mateos. Twice, you've even been seated in first row to witness our pros win the coveted bracelet. To celebrate these 10 years, who better than a true poker star to recapture the unique atmosphere of the World Series? 3 World Poker Tour titles, a World Champion bracelet, and unrivaled charisma. Say hello to Team Winamax's latest recruit, Gus Hansen. And it's not just any tournament that Gus is making his return to on the pro circuit. The Dane takes us to the heart of the main event, the oldest and most prestigious of all competitions. With over 10,000 registrations expected this year and a prize pool that will exceed $90 million, the main event is the ultimate challenge, where you'll meet a wide range of different players, amateurs in search of glory as well as established pros, old-timers as well as future greats. From cash game greats to showbiz and sports celebrities, businessmen from Europe and Asia, and internet up-and-comers, every type of player is represented in this one-of-a-kind tournament. For the pros, winning the main event is the ultimate career goal. For amateurs, just taking part at least once in a lifetime is already an achievement. The main event will kick off with an exceptional structure, unique in the poker world. Each participant receives a stack of 60,000 and competes in 2-hour levels with blinds starting at 100-200. We catch up with our hero just before kickoff time for a final briefing with his new teammates. Over to you, Gus.
Having breakfast with Team Winamax, my new team. Great team, great guys, great girls. I'm looking forward to this. Haven't played a lot of tournaments lately, but this is a big one. World Series of Poker main event always gets the emotions high. Everybody wants to win this one. I love my new teammates, especially. I've had a lot of talks with Joao Vieira, incredible player. If I have a question, he's the guy to go to, so it's always nice to have a chat with your teammates before a big tournament.
Okay, you don't get rid of me, you get one question before I leave. Of course. So let's say you're in an environment with the button 2Xs, first in 2Xs, and he does that with a 40% range. Right?
Hold him.
Huh?
Hold him.
Hold him. Yeah. We're just. How often do you defend in the small blind? But you know he opens a 40% 2x. I mean, in the big blind, you probably with the small blind out, it's probably like 80 or something.
Around, yeah. 75, 80.
Yeah, and in the small blind,
30-ish.
30s. You actually go lower than his 40, even though you already have money in there.
Okay. So I would say high 20s maybe.
Even like a 28.
It's 20 on the button is tight.
Huh?
20 on the button is tight.
I said 40.
40 on the button is tight, yes.
Yes.
Should be on 52, 55. I would go somewhat tight.
Okay.
Unless the big blind is kind of an old guy from Ohio.
Yeah.
That's not gonna squeeze.
Yeah. Thanks. What did you end up with?
66.
Oh, 66. 0.6.
It was on purpose.
Vamos, eh?
Nice send-off by the teammates.
Thanks very much. Thanks for coming. Good luck.
Thank you.
A little walk in the sun before sitting down at the table. I feel well prepared. Got my last question in with Joao. So it's time to focus, get a good read on the players at the table. Don't let them get a read on me. There's a chance they might know my face from beforehand, but I think in general they have the wrong impression that I'm the craziest guy in the world, and meanwhile I think I generally in these Hold'em tournaments play fairly tight, fairly strong starting hands, so hopefully I can surprise them and get off to a good start. Big rooms, I mean, 10,000 players. Just checking to see if I'm in the right spot.
This is the main event, right?
A lot of rooms at the Paris, so.
All right.
Good luck, guys.
Thanks, you too. Okay, I have a receipt, but not the right one. Let's try again. There we go. 437. That could be in here. Horseshoe blue. Yes, you can.
Thanks, brother.
Cheers, mate.
Still a well-known face in the poker community, and there's always time to take a picture or sign an autograph.
How are you? Hey, thanks, brother. Good luck.
Thanks. Thanks.
Off to the races. The blue area, where's the blue area?
Asia area, horseshoe blue.
Okay, a lot of blue stickers hanging in the ceiling. I think I'm on the right track. Let's hope I'm on the right track in the tournament as well.
You always live in Vegas?
Well, I didn't quite make it on time. I might have missed a hand or two, but it's better than usual, and I'm still having a big stack, deep stack poker.
.437 seat 9. Could that be here?
You could. Oh, brother. No wonder the cameras are here.
I'm at my table. I'm in my seat.
Hey there.
I'm getting some chips.
I have a ticket that says I'm supposed to sit here.
Should I check this
For me or you?
Should I check this guy's ID according to the rules?
You could.
Yeah, I need it.
Make sure he has 3 forms, otherwise send them home.
3 forms? You know I don't
We
need
need a
these.
utility bill.
Okay.
Yeah,
ID, ticket.
Like that. And I'm in first position, where I like to be. And I got 60,000. For now. At some point, very soon, I will have more or less.
never hurts.
58, 59, 60. Damn.
First hand of the day.
This is where I just hold.
Okay, I'm at the table. It's time to look around, see who else is here. Don't know this guy, don't know this guy. Headphones, older guy, young guy, really young guy. I think he might be very aggressive. Random table, any table I could have sat down on, but
players now.
I'm actually in for a surprise. This is not an average table. It actually seems it's fairly good poker players all around. So I probably have to work hard to build my stack. They all fold to me in the small blind. 9-6 of diamonds.
It is to me.
Reasonable to min raise.
4.
400. Raise to 4.
I'm gonna see my first flop of the day.
2 players, heads up.
Pretty nice. Flush draw. Good flop to continue with a little wager. See what he's up to.
3.
Looks like by his hand movements he's about to fold. And he does. Take down the first one. Never hurts.
Raise. You know you can't text while you're in a hand, right?
That I know now.
Yeah, okay.
That I know now. 450. I'm not in a hand. I have nothing.
It's important to take mental notes. Maybe write it down on your phone.
I want a Gus critique every time I play her. I said I want a Gus critique every time I play her.
It was, See, that's a very negative. It wasn't critique, it was observations.
That's what he meant. He meant observation. He didn't mean
It was just clear observations.
2 jacks.
Which is why I'm gonna make it 500.
correct.
I'm gonna make it 500.
Very reasonable play. Under the gun.
I learned PLO by getting berated by one of my best friends over and over until I stopped doing
Nothing wrong with that.
berating.
4 players to the flop.
You know him.
Yours. 4 players.
8-6-4.
Did you know his style?
Oh, he fucking tell you whatever you
Very reasonable flop for 2 jacks, especially in a 4-way pot.
600.
Like that, dude.
600 is declared back.
Oh, yeah.
Almost all the time I have the best hand pre-flop. So unless somebody hit the flop really big, I'm still ahead with my 2 jacks. I see bet, knocks out 2 players,
Steiner's is really good too for late night.
heads up to the turn.
Yeah, I used to live out here. We used to live by one. 2 players now, heads up.
7 of spades, it's not really what I want. I check, very reasonable. Any 5, 8s and 7s, 7s and 6s, 6-5, 5-4, 10-9, 8-9 has a lot of drawing potential. This could easily be a good time to let it go. But he bets fairly small, 1200, and I am a curious guy.
1200?
I believe so, yes.
You live here?
River is a king, really does not change anything. Either he had me beat on the turn,
Check. For how long?
or he didn't. 6,000 in the pot, I check again. Hoping to... I don't really know what I'm hoping for. Catching a bluff from the 8-9 would be kind of strange.
1600.
It could be the 2 clubs, Jack-9 of clubs, Queen-9 of clubs, etc. Again, he's betting extremely small, and it seems like I have a tendency to, when they bet small in no-limit hold'em, curiosity just gets the best of me. There's a very little chance he's bluffing in this spot.
Call.
And I get the bad
3
news.
7s.
3 7s. I cannot
and
beat. I cannot beat 3 7s.
I definitely could have folded the river. On the other hand, he bets so small on the turn and so small on the river that I wasn't just gonna fold the turn. He could have bet the same amount on the turn and made me call there and then fold the river, so I got the full information for the same amount. But that doesn't change the fact that probably somebody would have made the fold on the river. Just not much you can beat, only hoping for a club draw.
Raise.
Ace queen off. I just decide to call in the big blind. Definitely a very reasonable spot to squeeze. But I kind of decided to try and play it very slow in this tournament. Just see the flops.
3 players.
Just slowly build a stack and play more of a, one could argue, Daniel Negreanu style. Just small ball all the way. Jack 4. It's not what I'm dreaming of, but if I had the best hand pre, which I have very often, I probably have the best hand on the flop too with a Jack 4. It's only a jack that beats me, and there's not a lot of jacks left in the deck. I go for a little tiny raise.
Raise.
And I did have the best hand. I could have definitely raised pre-flop. I could have definitely called the flop and let him fire another bullet. Seemed like a very reasonable approach the way I played it. Won a couple of small ones. Lost a medium one, so I'm still pretty much with a starting stack. Just trying to develop a feel for the table.
Uh-huh.
Can you hold that for me?
Checking for a heartbeat.
That too.
No, that's okay. Two to call.
King queen off.
500.
Very nice hand. The cutoff.
Raise.
And we get a call from the what I consider the tight, no bluffing player in the big blind.
2 players, heads up.
I connect top pair.
Checks.
Just check it back. Turn is an 8. I really did not want to see that. Check again. Small bet from me. Again, just picking it up. I could have checked it back. No big difference there. Checking it back. I give him a chance to hit his ace-5, etc. Not many outs if I have the best hand. He's probably drawing slim to dead.
I need a second. No.
Starting to develop a little bit of a feel for the table. I think actually I have a pretty decent seat. It seems to me that seat 1, 2, and 3 are fairly tight. Haven't played many hands, and I'm basically on the button when they're in the blind. Queens.
Hi.
Where do I get all these good hands? Get action from one player. And the big blind. King 10-5. Not my favorite kind of flop. But I do have a feeling that seat 4 is definitely on the aggressive side of things, so just because he bets on the king 10-5, I'm not gonna fold my 2 queens. But I probably should tread carefully. 4 on the turn, complete rainbow, doesn't change anything. Either I'm way ahead or way, way behind. I'm basically hoping for a check and then I can value bet the river.
25? 25.
2,500. I'm in an awkward spot. I do believe this is probably a time in this kind of tournament, the World Series of Poker main event, that I should have just let it go. River is a 10. I'm beat by kings. I'm beat by 10s. I can beat random straight draws. But he bets the flop, continued the turn, but it's not looking good. I would have rather folded the turn instead of having to make a decision right here. Obviously a check, I'm good. A bet, not so much. 4,000, getting 3-1, but I just don't see how I'm good here, but I did make a note of seat 4 being aggressive, so a big bet. I think I was folding 4,000. He might lure me into actually calling with a pair of queens that can beat only a bluff that decided to bet 3 times. We're pretty much down to queen jack, and since I have 2 queens, I think this is just a fold. Slowly losing. A little bit here and a little bit there, but this is the main event. We start with a lot of chips. There's a lot of poker to be played, so nothing is urgent. No stress.
Oh, just missed. Fuck, you're gonna get a better chance than that.
No.
Six, 3 suited.
5?
I think with
Where is 5?
fairly tight players behind me in the blind, I'm gonna have a very high percentage of raises on the button. That's a good flop. He checked. So I check back. Very reasonable. Turn is a 6. Full house. Even better. I really would hope that he let out. 400 for me. Just a standard bet trying to pick it up. It looks like he has some kind of interest. Maybe pulling the trigger. I would definitely welcome that with my full house. Just a call. I was definitely hoping for more. River 9 doesn't change anything. No draws, no hearts, no deuce, no 5, no 7. And suddenly we have the lead out. I do not mind that at all. Obviously the only question here is how much am I hoping to win? What is he gonna call? This lead could obviously be a complete bluff with a random 10-5. Just trying to take it away since I haven't shown a lot of strength, just a small bet on the turn. I decided to make a decent sized raise
7.
because the complete bluffs are gonna fold no matter what. And if he miraculously hit a 9 or had a 4, decided to play it a little bit funky, then I don't think the sizing is gonna matter too much. So I hope to get another 5,300 out of him. I believe that he believes I have absolutely nothing. But unfortunately, I think he had absolutely nothing and just decided to let it go. I'm at 55,000. A little less than starting stack, but early in the day.
Raise.
Raise. Call.
Seat 7 and 8 seems to be fairly active. So, again, I came here to play some hands, so again a monster flop. 6-3 of spades, Jack 4 deuce, 2 spades. You can't hope for much more than that.
8.
Straight flush draw. C bet from seat 8. 2 options. Call or raise. I go with the call and tight player in C3. It's out. We're back to heads up. Deuce of club is not a good turn, but he doesn't hit a lot of Jack 4 deuce flops, so I think it's time to take the initiative. Made a standard C bet. I called with the player behind. I usually have something, so a small bet here should take the pot down. And it does.
Wait. And okay.
Raise 500.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were first.
And then the second time
I'm in a situation I don't know any names of any of the players at the table. Except for, that's a wrong way to put it, because I actually play some online cash game against seat 7. Call with a 7-6 off. I really don't need to play that hand. Especially when under the gun raises. Now it's check to me. I got bottom pair. Just try to pick it up with a small bet.
400.
Not in love with my hand, obviously, with the bottom pair. But I guess the 3 of diamonds gives me some opportunity just to have him fold a 9, have him fold his random straight draws. Six on the river. I got the nuts. Unless I'm in for a big surprise. So again, same player. How much is he willing to call? Nothing. I think I could have denied him some equity by making a small bet on the turn, but nonetheless, small hand for me. Taking small mental notes of what's going on at the table.
Now I have a purple. Is this the original one?
At least they're all the same index. Fuck me up if I come back. I'm like, okay, we're good.
10-8 off in the cutoff.
5.
All right, attention players and dealers in the new event, complete the hand draw after the same ball players running 20.
I think I might be going a little bit too wide, just because seed 1, 2, and 3 so far has been a little bit on the tight side. You shouldn't overdo it, because then it becomes obvious to everybody that you're racing too often in the cutoff and on the button.
Is it to me?
It is the last hand before the break, and I generally like to just raise that. People are dying to go to the bathroom, get on a break. Not too worried about this hand unless they actually have something.
How much?
650. 1,000.
Seems like a reasonable call. Not married to the hand. Probably gonna give up on the turn unless I connect with something. Four of spades, 2 flush draws, second pair, but not much hope. And again, just going by the idea that people are not too eager to get too much money in the pot in the last hand before the break. I feel like he probably has me beat and just easy exit with the second pair and no kicker. I'm not a big fan of the breaks. We're playing for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and then a 15-minute break. I always feel a little bit restless. Ah, who's standing over there? My man.
Mustafa Khalid. Mustafa Khalid.
Fantastic. The best guy in the team. He's ex-team.
Ex-team. Probably no
Ex-team, yeah.
Ex-team.
Great guy, great guy. He's my savior. Because they always say I treat shit the new guys in the team, but it's not true. I've been very nice to him.
Yeah.
All the way.
All the way. From day one?
From day one.
Wow.
So, now is the moment to defend who's been nice to you. Who got your back all the way.
Defend your reputation.
Yeah, with Alexandre, because she talk always shit. And I treat her bad in the beginning, so. Mi raccomando, You want to send her a video now? No, tell her by yourself, because otherwise she think I manipulate the situation.
You're such a manipulator. I've seen you. You're like the puppet master.
No. You are. How are you doing?
Nothing. 55.
Okay. I have 53.
Yeah.
Well done. Feeling good. It's a marathon.
Interesting table. active, 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 me, tight, tight, tight. So it's actually
Amazing.
So that's actually a good
Position on the active, so you select your spot with them, and then when it comes to you, you just go aggro.
Yeah, I kind of I don't know if 100 is too much, but it seems like button and cutoff I should just open 100%.
Not 100, but like the 10-9 off, the 10-8 off.
Yeah.
Yeah, this stuff goes.
I said 100 is too much, but
Can go like 60 for sure.
yeah.
Especially now when the pot gets big, they get scared. It's fine.
Yeah.
Also, same time, the aggro one, they're gonna think they play the same with the others as you play with them, and against them you always have it, and you're gonna be like, fuck, the guy is bluffing everybody, he always has it against me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I've never been in a position where I always have it.
Me, I'm street smart. I try to have it with the guys I know they're gonna call, and try to don't have it with the guys.
Yeah.
I mean, this tournament too, you can customize, a play against any single of your opponents. It's like really old school, the approach, I think.
Yeah.
Random is very soft.
Yeah, it's hard to have tough tables. Bro, it's gonna be so nice, your show, after you win the tournament. Like, it's gonna feel like 2006 again. With better video, better.
Yeah.
For the people who cannot read, who cannot listen.
Yeah.
Now they have a video.
Yeah. And there's a lot of those people out.
You still break the screen today, so. Yeah. And the only issue is that if you really win this, after you cannot walk on the street. All the women's gonna stop you.
Yeah. That's gonna be tough. Oh, Patrick Antonius.
Oh, Patrick, you're so handsome.
Good luck, guys.
All right.
Good luck, huh?
Good luck. That's a great thing about the Winamax team. There's so many great players. I really enjoy talking to some of the teammates. Mustafa Kanid, obviously a great player. It's always nice to get some insight on his thoughts. 4, 3, 2, 1. Action. I'm not new to No Limit Hold'em, but I will say the amount of No Limit Hold'em I've played in the past 10 years is very limited. The game has definitely moved in many directions, computers, solvers, etc. There's some very studious guys out there. It's nice to obtain some knowledge, get some ideas from some of the real good players, and we definitely have many of them on the Team Winamax, so it's a good way to clear your head, get a sense of if you made the right approach on a specific hand or not. Back to the action. Okay. No. As usual, I have nothing. I have nothing. I'm really not a big fan of folding hands, but that's what nine-handed poker will do to you. There's a lot of garbage hands in No Limit Hold'em, but meanwhile doing all this nothing, just folding. I mean, you should still pay attention to what's going on at the table, and it seems like my right-hand opponent has turned up the volume. He's been very active, definitely likes to deliver the first jab, definitely likes to c-bet. I think that's a general tendency that people, including me, has too high of a c-bet percentages. C-bet 80, 90, 100% of the time. Queen 8 off. Looks mighty fine. Blind versus blind is obviously a
7.
A pretty decent hand. A solid amount of nothing. King 6-3, Queen 8. But again, I have the range advantage, so small c-bet seems to be in place.
He does seem interested. Which is not something I like, but this is one of the spots that Mustafa was actually talking about, that maybe just keep on betting. But now, with the turn of an 8, I might be back in the driver's seat. I can beat all pairs, except for kings, obviously, and the ace-8, so we'll just continue. Another 1400. And that's good enough. Question is really, had the turn been a 9, had I bet the same 1400? According to Mustafa, I should. Just not sure I would have done it. Okay, seat 4 has taken the aggressive approach. I have never been a big squeeze player. I always feel like they might smell a rat or actually have a legitimate hand, but now we've seen not 1 but 2 squeezes from seat 4 in a matter of a very short time, so obviously it could be legitimate. Sometimes they just have a couple of good hands, but it's definitely worth noticing. In case it happens again, I definitely should be prepared to maybe go a little crazy and just come in with a 4-bet or 5-bet and try to take it down. King Jack on the button. Big blind is in. Nine, 6, 4. Not great. I'm contemplating what's going on.
Everybody has acted? But me.
Check, check.
Not ever. Not ever. Now ever.
Definitely a reasonable bet for me on the turn. I could have the best hand. I could fold out a slightly better hand than mine. But no. I'm not gonna go too deep here and have him win with his ace-king. Different approach could have won the hand. I'm not too unhappy with a small step on the turn. But maybe a better approach is just to not bet anything or bet a couple of streets. Back in the days, a lot of times you could get away with one stab and just pick it up. People are definitely more sticky nowadays. Call 1. I've seen many a times back in the days where people just folded the ace-king when they didn't connect the flop. That does not happen in 2024. King Jack again. 800 in the cutoff.
800.
Button calls. We have not seen a lot of re-raises from the button, but he's definitely been more active. But again, only calls. Big blind is in as well. check. I'm running out of small chips.
900.
9.
Two players seems interested. I need something to continue with this one. Six of spades is not gonna do it. Completes a couple of draws. I have king high, no nothing. I don't have enough of a read to do anything here, and especially with a big blind suddenly leading out into two players, I'm just
31.
absolutely done with the hand. A short Hollywood, and then a quick fold. New player at the table.
Three blind.
One of the few early raises from seat 2. I think we're fairly high in the range, but I'm not really folding any big blinds to somewhat of a min raise. Jack 8.
Call. I will do that next time. Sorry. I apologize.
Here you.
3 blanks on the flop.
Check.
Eight on the turn. Seems like it's pretty much all me. Again, seat 7. Decides to take action once it's checked around on the flop. There's absolutely no folds in this position. I decide to raise, knock out the competition.
44.
4,400. 4,400.
I don't believe the initial raiser has anything. Neither does the small blind. Different approach could definitely be to call and have small blind fire again, but I'm not too unhappy winning with a second pair. Obviously the best hand, but not a lot of potential of winning a big pot with that kind of hand. A confusing limp on the button from seat 8. I have ace king in the small blind and just decide to play it that way. Lead on the 9-9-8 flop. This is probably not recommended in the books, but nonetheless, that's the way I chose to go. Raise from the button. I'm not gonna fold just yet. 5 of diamonds. Not my favorite. Even though Ace King is a mighty fine hand to start off with. It looks pretty slim here. I can't imagine any good reason to continue with that, so... The very strange limp on the button earned him the pot. I could have gone a different way, but I'm not too unhappy.
Shit good.
Well, sometimes you take a note on one of the players at the table, and sometimes you see a different story. The one guy at the table, C3, which I kinda told myself, this guy ain't bluffing. Got caught bluffing on the river, so you take a stand and then sometimes you change your mind when you see evidence of something different.
No luck with pocket pairs or ace-king, but plenty of aggression with funky hands like 6-3 and Jack-8. What a relief, the Gus Hansen we all know and love is still with us. This is just the warm-up phase for a tournament you're returning to after several years' absence, Gus. Your stack has dropped from 60,000 to 52,000 during the first 3 hours of play, but there's no rush. This tournament is a real marathon with a very comfortable structure. Your stack still represents over 170 blinds, more than enough to tackle the rest of the day. We'll be right in the action with you in the next episode of Inside the Mind of a Pro.